All right, I have Zak Cummings on the show now, who picked up a round 3 TKO victory over Ed Herman in his last fight, which was obviously at UFC Kansas City. Zak, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm busy, but we're good. I got my own fight promotion. We got an event tomorrow, so trying to get everything set up and but right back to work, right?
Absolutely. Well, let's start there. So, Synergy Fighting Championships, that's the name of the promotion. Tell me a little bit about where you're having the event tomorrow and a couple of the fights that, may stand out and steal the show.
Yeah, I mean actually we have so we're down in Springfield, Missouri, which is my hometown originally. So this is kind of where I started my pro career at and everything. So we travel back and forth from Kansas City to Springfield and some surrounding areas here. And yeah, tomorrow's down in Springfield. We got some good local guys. Austin Klim's on the card. He went over to Dublin and fought for Bellator. He's looking good. We've got a good heavyweight prospect in Julius Walker, also fighting tomorrow night. So, and then we had, unfortunately, we just lost a fight that was our co-main. That was a really good one with a Bellator and LFA vet, and then an injury happened, and that one dropped on us. So it's part of the game, part of the sport and stuff. But yeah, Springfield, Missouri, tomorrow night. I'm pretty excited for it and stuff. It's good to see the talent here have a place to showcase their skills now, and get some more solid talent out of my hometown.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, for anyone that cannot be there in person, is there a way to stream this online? Can they watch it somewhere?
Yeah, so we got MMA Futures, which is it'll be MMAFutures.live. We'll have the pay-per-view on there if you guys want to check it out and support the show. Obviously, it would be very much appreciated. But yeah, so MMA Futures is here running everything, and yeah, so catch it on MMAFutures.live, or you can get to it through synergyfights.com, which is our website.
So the goals with the promotion, I have to imagine you want to take it as far as you can. When you first started to where you're at now, are you happy with the progression?
Very happy with the progression. It's just like anything else. We're always learning. Every show we're trying to add more and more to the production and just the experience and stuff. The live event is very important to me. It's I want to make sure that like obviously a streaming deal and the pay per view looks good. That's something we're continuing to improve. But I really want the live audience to just have a full, well rounded event and experience and entertainment, and not just only have fights on and stuff. So we've got UFC vet, Ultimate Fighter vet. Jarrell Harris is our MC. He's our ring announcer, and he's a stand up comedian. He runs the show. It's so fun just being here live. You're cracking up laughing. You got jokes. Obviously we try to have really entertainment fights. So it's just one of the things where I want to continue to build and yeah, just get a nice, good regional promotion and get it to where if you come on Synergy and you do well, that you're getting signed with the UFC. So I think that's a pretty realistic and solid goal for it, and that's where I think I'd be happy with.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll have to make sure I tune in and check out the show. I'm sure it's going to be a great one here tomorrow night. Let's talk about this fight with Ed Herman. My goodness, man, that was such an unbelievable fight, and I'm happy to see that Dana White actually gave you guys the fight of the night, the 50K bonus. But I don't think he announced that until afterwards, because he gave it initially to TJ Brown and Bill Algeo. When did you find out that you got that bonus?
So as soon as the fight was over, he actually brought me and Ed in his little viewing room. Hugged us, thanked us so much for the performance, the years of just entertainment and all that stuff. It was super cool. And he just basically said, no matter what, how the other fights play out, that he was going to bonus us the 50,000. So, I didn't know if that was a double bonus on the table for me. Because I knew I not only was a fight of the night, like I definitely, showed out and had a hell of a performance myself. But after a couple, Brandon Royval with the nasty knee and Barboza with the knee, I was like, okay, like performance bonuses are gone, man. These guys, well earned them. So it was cool for him to still step up and give us, a pretty cool parting gift and stuff, and still thanked us for our time. It was special.
Yeah, absolutely, very well deserved. Obviously those knockouts by Royval and everything, those are highlight. But man, what you showed in there, and how I mean, you beat a game durable opponent that just wouldn't go away. He seemed like a zombie. He just kept coming forward and forward. Were you just thinking to yourself at one point, like, what do I got to do to put this guy out?
Yeah, no, I knew how durable, I knew how tough he was. I know that he gets hurt in fights, like that's not anything new, but he's so good at slowing the game down and like finding time to recover. So I knew he's gonna be hard to put away. I assumed I would be able to start hurting him. I mean, I dropped him way sooner than I thought I did. Like I knew I could still finish the fight, and I thought it would be pretty late in the fight, but I was pretty surprised on how fast I was able to get to him and find him and and start putting him on the canvas but yeah, I mean I knew, especially in the second, I think at the end of the second round, whenever broke his nose or whatever, you could just tell he was really starting to get affected more. He was really breaking down, and I knew the finish was going to come. I just didn't need to force it, and we found a way there, at the end, so it was good.
Your speed was definitely the difference in this fight. I mean, you were getting to him, you're tagging him, throughout the whole fight. Really, did you feel like this was one of the more impressive performances of your career, beating such a veteran, fighter like Ed Herman?
I think so. I've like when I train, I mean, I'm very left-handed and stuff in southpaw, but I've been coaching for years, and I coach right-handed, just because a lot of the guys in the room are traditional, and so like I feel like I'm pretty technical, uh, in the right-handed stance and stuff. So when I spar, like I'm switching stances nonstop all the time, and then I get my fights, and I like just try to sit there and not move as much, and just kind of I rely on my power to land, and I felt really happy with, I feel like that was more me, that, a lot more switching, a little more footwork, switching to right-handed, and land my combinations I have from there, and then open the stance up, going left-handed and find the left hand. And yeah, I felt really good on my feet. I really did. Man, I feel like I couldn't miss. My vision was good. I could see everything he was doing, outside of a little clash of heads that split me open. But yeah, I feel like I pitched a shutout, and I felt great. And even though I know I could continue to do it and show that skill set, man, that was it was just such an amazing moment that I'll never forget.
Yeah, well, you said about how you pitched a shutout. I mean, you looked like a guy that has a lot left. So it's been a week now. Have you kind of gone back and forth a little bit about maybe coming out of retirement? Where's your head at now?
Man, I was still unsure, like, the second I said it. I never intended on, like, officially retiring. Like, I was planning on leaving it pretty open-ended regardless. I knew that it was gonna be the last time really the local support would be able to watch me live, so I was gonna, like, say my thank yous, all that stuff. And I don't know, just the moment hit me after everything. It was like a perfect storm. My family there, my daughter there, like all the support there. The Kansas City showed up, man. It was so loud. The fight. I feel like if I ended up putting away in the first round, I would have just kept going. But like I had the 3 round, battle that I really wanted, and spent time in the cage, and just still got to finish. Yeah, I can't recreate that moment, and I don't know if I have to have that moment to retire on, but I know that most do not get the opportunity, and like that's the hardest part. Like I love fighting. I love competing, and after the injury I had and not sure if I could do it again, like if I'm able to, I kind of want to, but yeah, we'll see. I'm still on the fence, I guess, but I just know I can't recreate that moment ever again. And it'd be I I question trying it again, and then like just being upset with myself that I could have had this fairy tale ending, which I mean I had the moment already, but yeah, I just don't want to ruin that. It's hard.
Well, it sounds like the door is still open for you maybe to come back if you decide to down the line.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll
So
see. I don't know. Maybe some boxing thing pops up or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously I love competing, so I gotta figure out how to be okay with this.
sure. So you'll be 39 later this year. How good does your body feel now? I mean, everyone knows about the injury. You had that back injury. Like, do you feel like you still have some time left to really compete at the highest of levels?
Um, I will say that this fight camp really surprised me. Like I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in my body, like the back, and then a lot of other things that I've been dealing with, some joints and everything. So I mean, I've had to like change my game around my body for the most part. I mean, for years now. But can I still compete? Yeah, I mean, I can. Even though I've made adjustments to protect myself and my body, like I can still compete, at a pretty high level. I mean, I know my skill set. I know where I'm good at. I've got the power. My chin obviously is still standing strong. I'm always very dangerous on the ground if people shoot on me. So I know I can compete at a high level. I can compete with some really top quality 205ers, 85ers. Um, Either way, it's just I don't know I don't know if my body can hold up for a solid run to get to like a title fight or like a highly ranked fight. And it's like if I'm unable to do that, I just don't know outside of just doing a couple more for fun, like if my body's gonna hold up. And that's another hard part. If I felt like it could hold up for a solid run for to be a world champion or something, then I would probably still push it. But I'm running on knee right now with the body anyways and stuff. And even this fight, like my knee popped in the first round. I have no idea how or when or whatever. And it was a different knee than the one he push kicked. So that one didn't bother me. Just so yeah, I don't know. That's the hard part is if the body was as strong as my mindset, my mentality, we would still be running for sure. But that's just not the case anymore. I've put a lot of miles on the body for sure.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, understood. And obviously, you fought at welterweight and middleweight for a very long time. This most recent fight was at 205. I was just curious, what do you walk around at these days? Are you significantly bigger than, obviously when you're a little bit younger?
Yeah, I mean, even when I fought at 70, I still walked at like 215, 220 a lot. That's why I always need to have like legit camps for to make 170. I mean, like I would weigh in and I would put 30 to 35 pounds on overnight, just not even trying and stuff. Like I just ballooned up and then, I put maybe 10 pounds on between fights and that was, I was already back to 215. So I was always a pretty massive 70 pounder. And then 85, same thing. Like I went up a weight class and I still was weighing in at 210, 215 the next day and stuff. So I mean, after the injury, I think the most I got was like 252. Like just I was big, obviously I was bedridden for 3 months and I mean I couldn't do anything. uh couldn't burn any calories, couldn't, I mean, really do nothing. I just got very big, the biggest I've ever been in my life. So, and I started, when I was able to start training again, walking down, like I was getting my walking weight lower. I think I lost 20 something. I was like 230. Uh, and then I knew I could probably get to 85 again. But when I got the option to fight at 205, like it, it made sense because I was nervous of focusing on so much of the weight cut and not knowing how my body was going to respond to the hard training and everything. So it allowed me to kind of focus on just keeping the body strong and healthy and training hard and not just killing myself cutting weight too. So, uh, it's I yeah I wasn't like super trimmed and in shape and stuff. Looking I guess at 205, but I felt great. I
Mhm.
really did. The body felt great. I felt strong. Obviously the power followed me. Yeah, I mean, it was good.
When you were up at your heaviest around 250, was there some depression and some dark times at that point?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, like not really the weight that of that part, but just the inability of my body to move. I mean, stuck in bed for 3 months is rough, and then starting to move and able to do things, but like I couldn't do much of anything. I couldn't coach in the gym that I own, and I was just sitting there and yelling at people to do things. My I had a baby that was just born right after I had surgery, and then so helping out with her was hard to do. I had a 3-year-old at the time that I couldn't pick up, I couldn't play with, I couldn't really do much. I just kind of felt uh worthless, honestly. Like physically around the house, I couldn't really do much. I couldn't help with the baby, the kids. It was, yeah, man. It got dark. It got it got pretty low and stuff. And obviously, um, we just kept trying to improved little by little and stuff. And obviously, I still had a lot of good things in my life. It's not like everything was terrible. It's more physical, but yeah, it was rough still. It was rough, and then thought that was the new normal, and little by little we improved, we got better, and definitely want to make sure I don't go back to that ever again. It's not fun.
Yeah. Well, happy to see that things are going so well for you now, and you were able to overcome all that adversity. I wanted to ask you too about Factory X training under Mark Montoya, just the benefits of that unbelievable team that's there. There's just so many killers there in a variety of weight classes. How good was that to have Montoya as your coach and all the training partners there at Factory X?
Oh, it was monumental for this fight for sure. Mark is one of the best leaders I've ever met. Man, he leads from the front line. He's demands respect. I've always feel like I'm a natural leader myself and everything. So me deciding to bring on someone to be a head coach for me, like I got to hold them pretty high in that standard, and Mark is every bit of it. So it's nice for me to like be able to just kind of go away a little bit, be an athlete, not have to focus on coaching and doing everything at home here in KC. So I went out there, and I've done that for multiple years. Most of my UFC career, but this one just worked out. It was we had Dustin Jacoby was on the card. Fighting a southpaw that was about my size, so it's like main trainer partner for me. Rob Wilkinson was he just fought for the PFL. He was a PFL winner. He just had a tough fight with Thiago Santos and looked phenomenal. But he was trying to peak. Anthony Smith is fighting here in next month. So he was there getting ready. Cody Brundage is in next week, so he was like we had all these guys, Josh Friend, Julian Marquez, like they just fought. So everybody was in camp and was trying to peak right around the same time, and it just made for some really good, fun competition. Within the gym, like we all love each other. We all or try to be safe but push each other, and it was a special time in the gym for sure. And then we even had David Taylor like playing around with some MMA stuff in the gym and wrestling with him, and you just going into that fight, the confidence was just through the roof because I knew I have a lot of respect for Ed. I really do. But I knew with the people I was training with, like it was preparing me to beat someone at a much higher level than what he was going to give me. And I think that, proved last weekend basically to be true.
Oh, for sure. I got to ask you real quick about Dustin Jacoby. I'm a big fan of Dustin. I've been interviewing him for a while. I was bummed to see him lose. I try to stay objective, but I'm a human. I was rooting for him to get the win. Did you get a
Yeah.
chance to talk to him after? How's he feeling? What is his thoughts on the fight?
He's good. He's he's a little frustrated. We talked a little bit that night, the next day. We text back and forth a little bit, but he just felt like he couldn't get fully going. The speed was bugging him a little bit. The guy was able to find him a little faster than he thought was going to happen. But man, Dustin's such a good dude. He's a warrior. He can step up and fight anybody and still smile after the battle and stuff. So man, he's good. He's just gotta go back and figure stuff out. But he's frustrated with himself, obviously, but he's still going right back. He's probably on the golf course somewhere right now, if I had to guess.
That's probably a good guess. I would probably say the same thing. One thing's for certain, he'll be back better than ever. There's no doubt about it. Zach, I got to congratulate you again on the win. The career is amazing. 25-7 overall, 10-4 in the UFC. So if you do walk away, you accomplished a lot. But I know the fans would love to see you back if you do decide to return. But I know you got a lot going on. You got your gym, you got your promotion, you got your family. So you're a busy man. And I appreciate the time before tomorrow's show. So thank you again.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of fun. You got these new age fans, and I finally got to put some on for them and give them a little bit of like what some of our old dogs used to be. Um, it'd be nice to do it again, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably stay strong to the retirement, but we'll see, man. But I appreciate you having me on and all support, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Before we do sign off, I want to kick it over to you. Tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you want to plug anything like your promotion, your gym, the floor is yours.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at Zak Cummings, pretty much across the board on most stuff. ZAK. Zach. And then Synergy Fights, you can check out as my promotion. Synergyfights.com is the website. And then my gym is at Ignite Jiu Jitsu and MMA Academy in Gladstone, Missouri, up in KC. So if you guys are around, come train, uh, stop in, and yeah, hopefully check out the fights or reach out if you have questions. I'm always trying to hear from people. So yeah, catch up with everybody later.